Singapore-listed Hatten Land says its subsidiary has signed a deal to operate at least 1,000 crypto mining rigs in Malaysia. A strategic collaboration and management agreement was inked between Hatten Technology Singapore and Frontier Digital Asset Management, which currently operates over 700 crypto mining rigs in the city-state. Under the deal, rigs will be installed in phases within Hatten Group's properties in Malaysia, starting from the fourth quarter of this year. The rigs will operate 24 hours each day and will initially mine Bitcoin, with alternative coins to be considered in the future. This comes after Hatten Land recently announced that it would repurpose its retail malls in Malacca for digital activities such as crypto mining and e-commerce, which would leverage existing infrastructure and lower energy costs in Malaysia. The developer said such costs may be lowered further as it installs solar panels on malls in an effort to turn them into hubs for energy-efficient or green crypto mining. Hatten Land and its parent company Hatten Group operate 6 retail malls with combined floor space of more than 6 million square feet in Malacca. Last month, the group also inked a strategic partnership deal with Bursa-listed Nestcon to install solar panels on the roof of some of its properties in Malacca. This initiative is aimed at enhancing its sustainability efforts and help it conduct green crypto mining activities in the state. Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan is freed from charges of money laundering and giving a false statement after agreeing to pay a compound of 1.1 million ringgit. High Court Justice Datuk Ahmad Shahir Muhammad Saleh said the prosecution chose not to proceed with the charges as the former Deputy Finance Minister and Pontian MP has paid the compound and confirmed that he will not be made to face the same charges. Ahmad's lawyers from Messrs Shahrul Hamidi and Haziq said the acquittal is not an admission of guilt, but a settlement in a bid to resolve the matter. Ahmad is the second individual who has paid a compound to be acquitted of money laundering charges in relation to funds allegedly from 1MDB. In July, UMNO-linked lawyer Datuk Wira Muhammad Hafarizam Harun was also acquitted of money laundering by paying a compound of some 590,587 ringgit after his firm was said to have received 15 million ringgit from Datuk Sri Najib Razak. The monies were to be transferred to the former Premier's media advisor Paul Stadlen, whose own charges were also dropped after he agreed to return 7.19 million ringgit to the MACC. Syme Derby Property says its subsidiary has inked a collaboration to set up funds to finance the development of industrial property in Klang, Selangor. In a statement to Bursa Malaysia, the group said Syme Derby Property Capital Holdings has formed a joint venture with Logos Southeast Asia, a subsidiary of Australia's Logos Property Group. Syme Derby Property Capital Holdings holds a 51% stake in the JV company, while Logos Southeast Asia holds 49%. According to the statement, the first seed fund of the JV is to be structured as a Singapore Limited partnership, targeting total capital commitments of $200 million or 850 million ringgit from accredited and institutional investors. To this end, Syme Derby Property has allocated a 70.8 hectare site within its prime Bandar Bukit Raja township in Klang for the purpose of this partnership. It said the fund's primary focus is to develop and invest in built-to-suit, to lease or sell assets, primarily for clients in the logistics sector. It is part of Syme Derby Property's ongoing efforts to diversify its business and broaden its income streams beyond property development towards becoming a sustainable real estate development company by 2025. Syme Derby Property's shares settled unchanged at 64 sen for a market value of about 4.35 billion ringgit. Packaging manufacturer and property developer Scientex booked a 17% increase in FY21 net profit to 457.23 million ringgit, as revenue climbed 3.9% to a record 3.7 billion ringgit. In a bourse filing, Scientex attributed the improved top line to stable demand for packaging and higher sales of affordable homes in Malaysia. It proposed a final dividend of 5 cents per share. As for the fourth quarter of FY21, earnings were flat at 142.65 million ringgit on the back of revenue of 970.36 million ringgit. In a separate statement, Scientex CEO Lim Peng Jin said, despite the challenging operating environment in FY21, the group ensured optimal operational uptime across its 17 manufacturing facilities in Asia Pacific and the US, while keeping its employees safe. Meanwhile, the proposed privatization of its converting unit, Daibochi, will enable it to optimize its operations and corporate structure to achieve greater production assurance and business continuity planning to serve its clients. On the outlook, Lim said the manufacturing sector faces challenges such as fluctuations in raw material prices, rising logistic costs, and heightened financial market volatility. He said it will be vigilant in managing these challenges while expanding its business in strategic areas, as well as develop more sustainable packaging solutions. Scientex's shares fell 1.1% to 4 ringgit 57, valuing it at 7.09 billion ringgit. KRex has reported its first full-year net loss on record, blaming it on unavoidable operational expenses arising from the lockdown and higher distribution expenses. The condom maker posted a net loss of 1.02 million ringgit for FY21, compared with net profit of 228,000 in FY20. Revenue, however, rose 6.26% to 419.82 million ringgit, thanks to stronger sales in markets in the Americas and Asia. For the fourth quarter, KRex registered a net loss of 5.1 million ringgit against a net profit of 1.43 million ringgit posted a year ago. Quarterly revenue, however, rose 17.16% to 106.72 million ringgit. On prospects, KRex said the recommencement of social interactions that have been absent for over a year in many countries is expected to drive the immediate-term demand for condoms and lubricants amid the ramp-up in vaccination rates around the world. It said it will expand its product portfolio in terms of capacity as well as variety to offer products such as medical gloves in the near future in order to capitalize on new market trends. KRex's share price settled 1.11% lower at 44.5 cents for a market capitalization of 469 million ringgit.